Rock Salt MUZKAST experience with Aaron and Dave. This is Aaron. This is what it's like when I just wake up and jump on the mic. Because I took a nap this morning because I was like, oh, just, an hour or so. And like 5 hours later, Aaron's knocking at the door.
Well, we'd like to welcome our guest.
What's up?
Yeah.
PFunk.
What's up?
PFunk.
Yeah.
From Faith Head.
Yes.
All the way out in Tennessee, right?
Yes. Tennessee.
You're in Tennessee. Yeah. How far are you from Nashville again?
We're about two and a half hours.
All right.
Yeah.
About an hour and a half, 2 hours from Atlanta. About 2 hours from Knoxville. We're kind of like in the middle of an upside down triangle.
Oh, okay. It's like the Tennessee Triangle. Don't get lost.
Yes.
All right. My jokes aren't that funny this morning, apparently. So
I'm still waiting for you to be funny. So I'm just
he's still waiting.
Oh man.
Well, I'm waiting for you because I work off of what you give me.
Oh, okay.
Is that Star Wars figures behind you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
big Star Wars collector?
A little bit.
Okay, don't be embarrassed, man. It's
maybe.
Might be.
That's right. See, I look right on my desk. This is what I collect. Oh, you can't see it. Where can I?
Your green screen.
Yeah, I'm green screen.
You
You can't see it. No, I got Hot Wheels everywhere.
Oh.
Hot Wheels and Funko Pops
and
whatever.
Funko Pops.
Yeah, I got some of those
Pops.
Funko Pops.
Yeah, I got
down there
Funko Pops
somewhere.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm a big geek when it comes to that stuff.
do you like the Mandalorian?
Yes, that's that whole tier right there that I'm pointing at is all Mandalorian stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you like it better with Gina?
I'm sorry?
Did you like it better with Gina on it?
Carano?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Gina Carano.
No, I'm a huge Carano fan. And I was pretty miffed when they got all stupid and got rid of her.
thought that was
like the #1 actress in America.
I thought that was a dumb move.
It's just
They brought more attention to it than had they just left it alone.
Rumor is she'll be back. So
Oh, well, it's tough to keep the ratings up when you get rid of the good people, right? I mean, Mandalorian's big ratings and all, but
well, so they're actually making money on
dip.
merchandising with it, and that's where that's where a lot of the money comes from is merchandising.
Well,
I mean, I
you just proved that.
Well, I'll put my nerd hat on for you. I was, I'm a child, a childhood, Star Wars
geek,
and I was so, I wasn't happy with the end of Revenge of the Sith, and I didn't buy. I mean, after that one, I was just like, I didn't buy anything for years, and I was iffy when with the sequel trilogy because Luke Skywalker is like my childhood hero,
Mm-hmm.
and they completely emasculated him.
Yeah,
I mean, I hadn't purchased one piece of Star Wars anything until The Mandalorian.
Oh wow.
So, and then after that, they got my money again. So
well,
but
They have a new one, baby. Some with Yoda or something.
that's Baby Yoda. He keeps showing us.
Yeah, I know,
That's
but they
Baby
have a
Yoda.
new series coming out in January.
Oh, really?
well,
He's
that
getting a
is the
spin-off.
Book of Boba Fett. The Book of Boba Fett comes out December 29th.
Okay, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Okay.
And then they're doing, I'm going to show my full nerd flag today. And then I think after that is the Andor series. If you watched Rogue One, Cassian Andor, the main protagonist in that. And then they got Obi-Wan. So
See, here's my thing about all these spin-offs of Star Wars is, well, first of all, Jon Favreau can seem to do no wrong. That's the man.
Well, he's a fan.
Well,
he's a fan of the franchise.
Well, not only that, but I mean, Marvel as well. The Marvel and the Star Wars. He has an influence on all of them. And you couldn't tell me back in the days when I was watching Swingers that was going to be the man. I seriously thought back then that I'm like, that guy's got no future. He's not that good.
Well, I mean, if you look at all the movies that he did, like Elf, just these iconic movies. I mean, he's a storyteller. And that's where, people like J.J. Abrams and Rian Johnson, they all fall short, is they don't know how to tell a story. They may be great directors and cinematographers,
Yeah.
but they can't tell a story to save their lives. I mean, he had to, I hate it. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've seen the originals or the prequels. I saw The Force Awakens maybe twice. I saw The Last Jedi once and The Rise of Skywalker once. And I mean, that was it.
Yeah.
Now, they just don't know how to tell a story.
Abrams' Star Trek, I love, because I'm a big fan of Captain Kirk Star Trek,
Yeah, I got some of that over there too.
Yeah, what do they call that? TOS? Original series.
The original series, yeah.
I'm a big fan of that Star Trek. So I loved what he did with Star Trek. I mean, it looks sleek and it's shiny, and I love all that, because I really kind of think that's what Star Trek, I think that's what the ship and all that should look like. But the stories were pretty good. Maybe it was the actors that really tied it all together, because he had some great actors in those movies. But
it wasn't bad. I was entertained. I just, my issue with the Abrams Star Trek is, how many times are you gonna blow up the ship? We have to blow the ship up in every movie. I mean, literally what happens.
You know what I don't like about Abrams movies is he's got to fit in the Beastie Boys soundtrack.
Oh yeah,
somewhere.
Yeah.
And while I love hearing Sabotage while they chase Captain Kirk down the road on the little motorcycle thing.
Appropriate.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're like, it doesn't really fit. Is Captain Kirk really going to be listening to this band from 500 years prior? Yeah, exactly. So
you never know, in the future, Faithhead might be classical music.
Hey,
of course, I don't see it making it out of this century, so we'll go from there.
One more thing before we jump into what you're really here for, because I know you're not here to talk about Star Trek and Star Wars.
Buddy, I prefer talking about that stuff sometimes than any other thing.
Okay, well, we may come back to it then.
There we go.
Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker. This is one of my pet peeves, but man, I wish they would go back and change. At the end, when they ask Rey,
spoiler alert.
Yeah, I say that all the time. Spoiler alert, because I'm going to give away the very ending of the whole series. When they say to Rey, who are you, or something like that, and she says, I'm a Skywalker. I went, would have been just so fantastic if she had said, I'm a Palpatine, and it would have left it open for so much other stuff.
Well, since this is my major issue with the whole sequel trilogy, the Emperor won. He killed, the Skywalkers are all dead.
He achieved his goal.
He achieved his goal. He survived, and the Skywalkers are dead. It's the pointless. It's absolutely, it was the worst crappy story telling I've ever heard in my life.
And my other thing is that I think Solo was a decent movie, because I think those characters are great. I was so looking forward to it, because I was like, here are two characters who their stories really haven't been written, a little bit, but not much. And you could honestly do anything with these guys, anything with them. And I think the problem with that movie is oversaturation. Lucas, you'd have to wait 3 years plus in between any movies, and you wouldn't get it on DVD or anything like that. He kept all that stuff. And then, excuse me. Then Disney was putting out a movie a year, and I think it just became oversaturation. So by the time Solo came out, we were all done with Star Wars. And the other thing is, part of the magic of Star Wars was seeing all this cool stuff that you had never seen before. That was the magic of the 77 Star Wars, was like, wow, look at the effects on this thing. And it's a very high bar now. It's
right.
Like, how do you impress us? But I think Solo really is a character that they should be given a series to instead of Kenobi.
Well, there is going to be a new series with Han Solo and Chewbacca, and Harrison Ford is actually going to be in it. That's what the news
really
came out this weekend.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be politically correct, but
I don't know. It depends on who's the showrunner.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the Solo movie too. I mean, they just went through a lot of trouble to tell us a bunch of stuff we already knew.
Yeah, that too. That too.
I mean,
but
it
it was
was
cool seeing like, the Millennium Falcon all shiny new and all that sort of thing.
I think Danny Glover stole that movie though.
Oh yeah. I mean, I am so down for a Lando series with him or something. He did so great with that.
Yeah, that'd be foolish not to get Danny Glover back into the franchise and do a Lando series for sure.
Yeah.
But I think that's where Disney is moving everything. They're getting away from doing the movies. It's probably more cost effective.
It's probably more cost effective, and they make more money, and you got a longer life for the merchandise.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I just the sequel trilogy to me was just a complete and utter waste of an opportunity to bring Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, and Mark Hamill back into the same movies again. But they were trying to set up all these characters like Poe and Finn and Rey, and it just, I mean, it was a mess. I mean, even if they would have said Rey was actually, a Skywalker offspring, I think everybody could have resolved that.
Yeah.
But they had, but after Rian Johnson completely, I mean, screwed the pooch on the storyline. I mean, they killed their main villain, which was Snoke, which was stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, like, who's going to be the villain in the next film? Oh, well, we got to resurrect Palpatine now.
Yeah, just like when they killed off
Darth Maul.
Darth Maul. Thank you. I was going to say Darth Sidious, but no, Darth Maul. I was like, what a great character. Why'd you kill him?
Yes, but in every Star Wars movie, the villain never really dies.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Well, speaking of another sequel, did you see the new Ghostbusters?
I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
It was
See,
great.
now there is a movie where they introduced new characters along with the old storyline, and you fell in love with the character. I fell in love with those kids. They are awesome.
Well, they didn't abandon the original movie. And I mean, it was complete. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, it was complete fan service. I mean, I loved it. And I may or may not have cried at the end, but I was probably a little teary-eyed. But no,
I know Patrick from 3 Days Under cried. He said, bring your tissues when we were going. So I didn't go to the movie with him, but
I mean, but it was a good movie. They weren't, I mean, I didn't really see any agenda in it. It was just good storytelling, good fan service, and they tied those original guys back in, and it was just good all the way around.
They mentioned Reagan in it. I was surprised at that.
Where'd they mention Reagan? I don't remember that.
Yeah, we used to, make money or be prosperous
Oh.
during Reagan or whatever. So it was
that was in Dan Aykroyd's little monologue that he had going on about where everybody went, I think.
Yeah. And so, but I was like, wow.
I think Dan Aykroyd really is one of those guys that has those fond memories of the movie, and he likes to relive it, quote unquote, relive it, kind of like that one friend. You got all those friends in high school, and there's one friend that loves to relive high school. I think Dan Aykroyd's that guy that loves to relive Ghostbusters because he's got such great memories of it, which there's nothing wrong with that. I would definitely be that guy.
Well, his I don't know how much you know about him, but his family is very much into the occult. And,
no, I didn't know that.
There was an interview that they did. Do you have Netflix?
Yeah.
Go watch the movies that made us, and go watch the Ghostbusters one.
Okay.
And he talks about his grandfather and their history and the paranormal and all that. It's quite a interesting little documentary on Ghostbusters. But Dan Aykroyd, his family is all into that stuff. And if you've seen him on Joe Rogan's podcast, he talks about all the stuff that he believes in. He believes in UFOs, he believes in ghosts, all this stuff. He is into all of it.
Crazy. I'm gonna have to check out that Joe Rogan podcast.
And for more documentary ideas, you can find me on Twitter.
The link's down there.
Yeah.
It's down here. But no, it's like I said, it was complete fan service, and I loved every minute of it. I wish they had put Slimer in it though, but they had that other.
Yeah, me too. I was really kind of hoping for Slimer.
It would have been good.
I think
But, you can't have everything.
I did love the jokes with the Stave Puft though. Those were funny. That was good.
I just think Paul Rudd's like, I'll just be in this movie for whatever. I just want to be in this movie.
Yeah. Well, it's got the Ghostbusters title. I'm there. So, all right. So enough geeking out over movies and stuff. That's not what we brought you on for, right? Wanted to talk to you. Yeah, it's all good. I enjoy it. But you got a new single coming out.
The In Between, or it's already
came out in November.
Came out in November.
Fixing my camera.
He's been tough. He's been tough to get a hold of to do an interview.
Who's that?
You.
Hey.
Your schedule. Yeah.
Well, he's a prima donna.
Yeah.
Listen, you should be thankful that I carved out this little bit of time for you to see my presence.
And we wasted this time talking about Star Wars and Ghostbusters. See?
No, man, I'd rather talk about that stuff than anything else. That's the stuff that stuff is universal.
I really enjoy what you post on Instagram every once in a while. That stuff is fun. The Buzz Lightyear thing was funny. So
see, I'm not on Instagram, so I don't get to see this stuff. I'm on Facebook.
I tell you what, though, I'm about to go to a post and ghost status because, if you ever read some of the comments, especially on Facebook, I'll be honest, guys, I am so sick of social media. If I wasn't in a band, I probably would not be on any of it, but
yeah,
kind of it's a necessary evil right now, but just people just
have you been in social media jail? Have you ever been in social media jail?
No, and the reason is, other than my personal Instagram and Facebook, I try to stay out of politics because I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat. You're part of the problem regardless.
Yeah, Davis.
I'm currently in Facebook jail.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
This is your third time offense?
Yeah, my third offense. I'm blocked for not on my personal page, but the Roxall page. I'm in Facebook jail, and I didn't even do anything with the Roxall page. It was almost like Mark Zucker said, "Hey, I know you got this little business thing on the side. We're gonna make it so you can't use that one, but you can use your personal one."
Everybody should be terrified that censorship is so prevalent right now.
Well, I'm gonna admit that on this third offense, I thought heavily before I hit the send button, because I went, you're going to get banned for this. And I went, I'm going to do it anyways. So you tell me if I'm wrong, though. The third thing that I got banned for was, it said there was a headline that said, how do you thwart porch pirates? How to best thwart porch pirates. And I had a 2-word comment, which was shoot them.
There you go.
Hey, don't ask the question if you don't want the answer.
How dare you? How dare you? You monster.
But
was it up to $955?
Yeah, right. It's the most ridiculous thing,
I don't know about y'all, but I was sweating bullets on this Kyle Rittenhouse thing. Man, it was. I mean, common sense, and I'm sure y'all wanted this to be one of the goofy interviews that you do with Faithhead people, but yeah, the Kyle Rittenhouse thing, man, I was scared to death that they were going to convict this kid for defending himself, and and just the whole narrative that they were trying to spin did not line up to the facts. I don't understand how these news agencies, and I'm sure there's, he's got lawsuits pending.
Oh yeah,
they painted this poor kid.
He's gonna consider suing Biden, and he rightfully so.
I mean, he was traduced in the. He's not a public figure.
No, I mean he's a kid. He was a 17-year-old kid when that thing happened, and I don't want to get into all the particulars of the case, but I watched the trial, and that's why I didn't comment on the Aubrey case out in Georgia, because I didn't watch the trial and I don't know all the facts, and I will not rely on media reports for my facts. I'll watch the trial. Yeah. And that's why I didn't comment on that one, but I did watch the Rittenhouse trial, and I did watch the Chauvin trial. The Chauvin trial kind of changed my view because they had videos and stuff in there that I hadn't seen before. The Rittenhouse trial didn't change my view, just made me go, wow, they are really trying to put the screws to this kid, and they're going to do it any way they can, underhanded or not.
Yeah, they want you to be disarmed and helpless. And I'm sorry, that is, you have every right to defend yourself. And the funny thing is, they painted this kid out to be a white supremacist, but he was down there helping, to
Everyone.
Indian guys protect their car lot.
Yeah.
I mean, he was really the worst white supremacist because he was down there helping, a couple of people. With,
I think he probably
was providing first aid to people too.
Yeah.
While he was down there.
Yeah.
First aid to the people that were not politically on his side.
That were breaking the law, Dave. We'll just
okay.
We'll go for a
how dare him?
Why not? Yeah, we're gonna upset some Silicon Valley people.
We discussed also on the show the Jimmy Smollett or Juicy Smollett.
Juicy Smollett.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought he was going to get off, but when they came back and he's not going to serve any jail time. He's going to be on probation, but it has made a mockery of all these people that came out to defend him.
Well, my thing with that is when you scream racism at every turn, you devalue that word. It's like crying wolf. And so just like some people that falsely accuse everyone of rape, okay, it devalues what true victims have really been through. It devalues the crime, and it kind of makes you numb to the perpetrator of the crime when everything is racist or everything is a rape or everything is this or everything is, and it's like, do you hear yourself? You're sitting here telling me, I saw an article that said farmers markets are racist. And I went, okay, now food is racist. How is food racist? Tell me how food is racist. And I saw another story last night. Somebody was calling milk racist because it's white. And it's like, come on. Do you hear yourself? How ridiculous you sound. Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, our world has definitely gone off the hinges, but
Well, I mean, let me tie this together because this just popped into my head. Are any of us shocked? Wasn't this all written about in Revelations?
Yeah, it's unfolding every day.
I mean, it really is kind of shocking to me when they I saw a video about Elon Musk's new Tesla phone, and he wants to install these things in your brain so you can operate your phone with your brain. And that's not sci-fi. That's what he's working on.
Yeah.
I mean, I told my son, I said, forget about the religious side of it. You already know the religious side of it. I said, if they're installing chips in your brain and in your body, that means anybody can track you anytime they want.
Well, they already do, and you do it voluntarily.
Yeah.
But you carry around one of these.
But I can
camera and a microphone.
I can leave this anywhere I want and walk away. I mean,
How far are you ever from your phone though?
Well, I'm in love with my phone. So, we have
Now
a different kind of relationship.
The truth
What's
comes
that?
out.
Yeah. I mean, hey, anybody that's seen me knows that I love my phone. But before I had a phone, I was in love with my computer because I found the internet and could communicate with people. And, oh, gee, what am I doing right now? Communicating with people on my computer. So,
yeah.
Hey,
your new song. You want to go to the new song?
Yeah. We geeked out for a while now. Let's talk about business.
In between, right after you did When the Dominoes Fall, which is a great song. I love that song.
I love that song.
And then the in between is even better. So how'd you come up with that song? Because I know you do most of the writing or all the writing for the band.
No, we're a collective.
Okay.
And that's what I love about the band the most, is because everybody kind of piles in. Just real briefly, the lyrics of that song, I guess I'm the predominant writer on those, but it spawned off a conversation that Donnie, guitarist Donnie Rains, and I were having talking about our children. And at the time, to kind of put it into context, back in when the pandemic started in March of 2020, I started remodeling my house to be put up for sale. And we, over the course of 6 months while I was remodeling this house, the pandemic hit, and my kids are trapped at home because, they can't go to school, can't do anything. And then we moved out in September, and we moved in with my parents for a short while our new house, the house I'm in now, was being built. And one of my kids pretty much had to switch schools, and lost pretty much all of her friends, was in the process of losing, having to transition away from, the people that she was growing up with. And it was very hard. And it seemed like she was kind of falling away from the faith a little bit. And Donnie, who is, has one of his kids was kind of in a similar situation, but, just in the fact of that was moving away from the faith and from, a lot of the things that he had impressed upon, his kid. And we just started talking and comparing notes, and, and I just started writing down some lyrics, and Donnie threw some lyrics in the pile. And then Brian and Dale had been jamming on a couple of riffs, and, they, said, "Hey, we've been jamming on these riffs," and they played it for us. And I'm like, "Hey, I got some lyrics that might actually fit that." And we started, working it, and kind of all came to there. Of course, Adam comes in and puts his spin on things and tweaks things. So it's everything from Dominoes to In Between has been a definite group effort. And there's no doubt there. We got a good, good writing team going on. Not, there's some people who are more the main architects of the song, but overall everybody, gets to put their mark on it. They get
Everybody plays their
Lego
role.
piece on it. Yeah.
Hey, you were saying something, and it just got me thinking you should try this. Is you said you throwing lyrics on a pile. You should just get a whole bunch of lyrics, throw them in a pile, and randomly pull them out and make songs. That would be cool. All right, that's my song writing 101.
It might be the next song. It's like, if you don't like this, you know who to blame.
Well, I was gonna say you should call it Dave's Blues, but 77's already have a song called Dave's Blues. So yeah. Anyhow, the new song is called, help me out again.
In Between.
In Between. And it wasn't inspired by you guys moving around and all this, was it? I mean, what brought that about? Am I lost?
Yeah,
no,
I'm a little lost.
That's all right.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I try not to speak too much into, you want to leave some room for personal interpretation.
Okay.
I think any song.
So I'm not totally lost.
No. It was, I didn't, until you said, I hadn't even really thought about that part of it. The fact that, we were in between homes, and, she was in between schools. Actually, it's more like we lose people a lot in the in-between, the light and the dark, that we, as when we talk Christian speak, we say it's black and white and red. But, the reality is life has a lot of gray in it too. And we try to, you just got to remember, Christ is there in the in-between, trying to reach out to you to keep you connected, to him. And, or if you're lost, trying to get you, into a relationship with him. And
well, sometimes when you feel lost, you're not necessarily lost, though. Take that from a guy who gets lost a lot.
Well, to me, it's just one of those songs where, it's just like every day, the world seems to get a little darker. And, and we're not immune to, to the darkness, between, the Somalia stuff and, Kyle Rittenhouse. And now we got Roe versus Wade coming up again. We were talking about this in Sunday school today. We're in Ezekiel 24 talking about, God put the blood upon the stones. instead of covering it up. America is got bloody hands. If looking at the abortion issue, we have oceans of blood on our hands, and that's just that one thing that our country is guilty of, that we have not repented from. And it's just so, there's just so much darkness right now in this world. And as the Apostle Paul says, Philippians 1:21, I want to be with Jesus, but it would probably benefit everybody if I stayed. And that's kind of where I'm at. I'm exit stage left in a heartbeat when that trumpet sounds. But I got a job to do right now. This is what I'm supposed to be doing right now.
Right.
And being goofy and
I think that's what I'm trying to get at is if you feel lost, you may not be truly lost, because as you're just saying, you got your job to do.
Not all who wander are lost.
There you go.
That's true. It's sort of like the people of Israel, and they were in slavery, and then they went out on their own, and things got tough. They were like, hey, why don't we just go back to Egypt? And they're like, go back to slavery, being under that leadership? Yeah. And I think it's through this darkness or this world, I think Christians are starting to wake up going, because the going gets tough, doesn't mean I just can't buck up and get right after it again, and keep fighting and praying that things will change. And I think we're, I can look at this world as dark, but I just remember that Jesus said he comes as the light. And as long as I'm here and other believers are with me, there is light in this darkness. And the truth is out there. As I love your song, When the Dominoes Fall.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens when the truth happens. The dominoes will start to fall.
Hey, the dominoes are starting to fall on CNN right now.
Yes.
I mean, look at what's getting outed over there.
Yeah. PFunk, the prophets. The prophet PFunk over.
Yep. About to drop the prophecy on you right now.
Oh man. Oh,
word.
No,
I mean, it's
that's what he could do with this next song. Do a little rap.
Yeah, do a little rap.
And all joking aside, I am trying to get something going where I can actually do some funk-based stuff. I don't really get to do a lot of it in Faith Head, but I am flirting with the idea of getting a rap metal project going so I can just do the funk stuff.
Nice. Are you being serious? You pulling my leg?
Oh, I'm very serious.
Oh, that's cool. I'll check that out for sure.
Yeah, that's you probably hear something about that in 2022, but
all right.
The Faith Head's my baby. It's the Frankenstein monster that took off and ran and dragged me behind it, but that's all God's plan.
So is Faith Head your brainchild, or was it like you were hanging out with a buddy? And
well, I mean, I have to tell this story all the time, but to make a long story short, I was in a couple of bands, and they all came to an end. They weren't my project. I was joined in on someone else's gig, and after those last two came to an end, is in 2014. I was like, do I really want to be in another band? I got kids now and married, and I'm like, I don't know if I really want to do this. And then the inspiration came for Faith Head in that fall of 2014, and so I spent like the whole of 2015 trying to get it together. So, and we played our first show in April of 2016. So we've been at it over 5 years now, rolling along, and we've had some turnover in the band, and it's all part of being in a band. There's very few bands with all original members anymore, but it's known around the world now, and that's crazy, being a bunch of yahoos from Southeast Tennessee, the people in England and Australia, and just amazing where all the music goes and all the people that interact with it. So
well, that's what gets me anytime we talk to somebody and they go, yeah, we've been listening to your show. And I was like, oh, wow. I that's cool. Cause on this end, unless we have these kind of interactions or somebody emails us or something, we don't know who's listening. But then Aaron comes in every once in a while and we pick somebody up in Singapore. I go, wow, that's pretty cool.
No, it's amazing what God will do with with something like this and how it will go out. It was funny. Our first song, Going to the Mountain, it didn't even, it started in the UK. It got played in the UK and then it went to Germany. And then the people reaching out to us, it's like, hey, we'd love to play your music here in the States. I'm like, well, we're in the States. So you're more than welcome to.
Yeah.
It's just weird, how those things happen,
Yeah, we were talking to a band and they've been to Germany a couple times and they're like, it's amazing how the fans sing along to their music. And it just it is just amazing how the fans just appreciate that, but all around the world. And it's great, this technology.
If we could go to Europe, we have a huge fan base in the UK and in Germany that listen to our music, and Sweden, which
really
kind of confuses me. Yeah, it's amazing.
And, should get them together with Ollie.
That's true.
You heard of Ocean Dark? Have you heard of the
band?
Have you heard of the band Ocean Dark?
Mm-mm.
Check out Ocean Dark, man. They're from Norway.
Yeah, they have a phenomenal guitarist.
He said that
young kid.
He said that they feel the same way about Sweden that we feel about Canada. So
nice.
So what's upcoming in 2022 for the band?
Well, right now, what I've been working on for the last month, we closed down our rehearsal space in Georgia, and right now I'm trying to get our new rehearsal space set up here in Tennessee. So that's been what's going to be occupying most of my time over the holidays, is getting our building, rehearsal building set back up. And then I'm going to lock us in the studio until this next album's done. That's the plan.
Oh, yeah?
So, yeah.
But how long does it take you guys to record a record?
Well, if you go by our current track record, probably about 5 years. So we have a process of when we go to write music. I mean, we're kind of odd. We will, certain songs we'll take out and try them, like In Between and Dominoes. We took those songs out on the road and tried them out, and see how people like them. They do
be
on
one of the tracks.
Huh?
I want to be on one of the tracks.
Okay, you want to be on the next one?
Look, I got my tech.
See,
there.
I keep telling the guys that people want cowbell, and nobody. And I got Dale a cowbell for Christmas, and he won't play it.
I'll
suck, Dale.
I'll rock that cowbell, man.
I love cowbell. I mean, if you think of all the classic songs, Guns N' Roses used cowbell a lot. Nazareth.
Yeah. I cannot hear that Blue Oyster Cult song though without hearing that cowbell now. Yep. I worked in classic rock radio and I played that song a million times, never noticed the cowbell. And now I can't hear it without noticing the cowbell.
Yeah. I love me some cowbell, but I'm denied.
Right. I'm there, man.
So after
I work cheap.
So
when we make it out to the West Coast, we'll put you on stage with the
there
microphone.
You go.
Oh man. I
don't think I won't.
Yeah.
What?
Said, don't think I won't put you on stage.
Oh, I don't think I won't come up on stage.
Man. Oh, don't do that to his head. Don't do that. Yeah, oh man.
No autographs.
Like
no autographs, please. No pictures.
Oh
That's
man. Yeah.
You can't look me in the eye. And no brown M&Ms.
Yeah.
Now, right now, like I said, once I get the rehearsal space set up, I mean, that's kind of my primary focus.
Is that at your house? Your house?
Yeah, actually, I got a whole separate building.
Wow.
Oh, well, really?
Yeah.
Now, I was going to ask you about that when you were talking about moving into your new house. Did you make your kids double up in one room so you could have a specific room just for your Star Wars memorabilia? Because that's what I would do.
Well, no. Now my kids got their own rooms, fortunately. But I never had this. In all my adult years, I never really had a place to display my collection. And when we were building this house, we found extra space, which is technically in what was the attic. And I'm like, that's mine, because my wife has an office downstairs. She actually has an office downstairs that she works out of for her job. I'm like, I'm getting this. So, but now I'll take some pictures and show it to you. It's still under construction. I got to put some shelves up there.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that won't fit on this shelf.
You're gonna put some cameras in there to see who comes in and out. Make sure no one touches your stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. My kids know not to come in here.
That stuff's expensive, man.
Yes, it is.
It's my retirement.
Yeah. Hey,
Some
it can
put
be
money
for
in
some
stocks and
people.
bonds. I put my money in plastic.
Hey, I put my money in die cast because these people go nuts over Hot Wheels. I mean, go down to the Target today. Well, maybe not, out in your area, but out here in a larger city. I went out to Target and Walmart looking for Hot Wheels to give to a couple of kids, and the shelves are bare. They're bare. I mean, and I'm not just talking to Hot Wheels. I'm talking like the toy shelves are bare. There's nothing left.
It's all sitting out it's sitting all out off the West Coast in a container right now.
Yeah, Long Beach.
Yep.
That's where it all is in Long Beach.
Yep.
Yeah,
My brother actually works down there close to the pier, and he says it's still just crazy how many ships are out there.
Yeah. Nuts. All right. So the new one from Faithhead is called See, and I tossed it over to him and I was waiting for it.
You don't know?
It's in between.
Yeah, and maybe next year they'll have the in between remix with Cowbell or something like that. the remix version
featuring
lead them to water, man. You can lead them to water.
Yeah. So this is Faithhead on the Rock Salt MUZKAST Experience.